football time in Oklahoma.
It's awesome. I mean, there's nothing like it. Everybody's rowdy. And then we get into the tunnels and we sit around and we wait and we talk. But whenever we hear the percussion on the field, it's game on from then. I mean, chomp, chomp, and everybody's happy. Pre-game is my favorite part of this at all. Like, I mean, I remember the first time I ran out of the tunnels. It was just incredible.
Game days will meet about 5 to 6 hours before kickoff. So we have our rehearsal, we'll go through pregame, we'll go through halftime. We've got 2 directors that are directly responsible for athletic bands, myself, Dr. Wolf. So I write all the drill for the Pride and teach it, and then we have Mr. Britt teaches all the music and the pregame show. Then we have a logistics team, and they do amazing work to make sure that our students can focus on performing on game days. Within the ranks of the students, we have about 80 students on our student leadership team. They're responsible for the musical and visual preparation of their specific section. You know, making sure everyone's looked after and taken care of, kind of boots on the ground sort of thing. So game week is pretty busy, and this week it's been a little difficult because of weather. Students have done a really great job just putting it together the last few days.
First things first, if you think about just a couple of short days ago, we weren't where we are now from a preparation standpoint. Would you agree? Yes. I think the message there is, as long as you don't give up, there's always some hope there, right? Last night, so here we go.
We play RV Pep Band the Friday night before home game, and then there's also Boomer Bash. So there's a lot of go bands that perform at different events throughout the game day weekend, and the group is divided throughout the entire band, so everybody has, you know, a portion of what they're going to do that is either on game day or the Friday before. And also, we do a lot of community service. So there's a wide variety of activities that go on outside of just what we do on the football field. Also, informal social things arise within each section. Each section is sort of like its own family by instrument, because those guys are in closest proximity to each other. A lot of them have class together. They put together study groups to make sure that the sophomores, juniors, seniors are helping the freshmen, matriculate successfully into college.
Is there something that you do every game day, no matter what?
Okay, so it's kind of weird. Wear the same pair of underwear, and it's one of those things where it's like, I've had a couple of them because game days are intense. So like 4 years of this, anyways. So there's that, and then. Other than that, whenever I get in my truck, it's always, we play Boomer Sooner one time because you don't hear it enough during the games, and then other than that, like our sections have their rituals, we rewarm, we do things, every game day. We play a little Irish jig, the seniors get in the middle and play that.
We basically have a 3-point mission. The first is to be great ambassadors for the university. First-class ambassadors, whether we're in class, on the field, on a bus, on a plane, traveling somewhere, in a stadium, in uniform or out. If people look at us, they should see the best of our state and our university. Secondly is relentless support of the team. We've got a couple of game balls in my office as a direct result of that. We never ever give up on the Sooners. You'll see people leaving the stadium. We don't leave until the last player, last manager is off the field, because it's not this when we win and not when we lose. It's this all the time. There's one Oklahoma. We win, we lose. And if you turn the radio or television on, the energy coming from the band should make it sound like we're 5 touchdowns ahead, even if we're 5 touchdowns behind, which thankfully doesn't happen very often. And then finally, we hope we can engage and inspire the fans in a way that's unique to us from what we do on the field.
Every single one of us has a job to do tonight. Let's get back to focusing on one play at a time, one drive at a time, one score at a time, one game at a time, all the way to the conference championship and national championship. Let's go beat those Cyclones!
You know, we're all hyped. It really starts after we start our second parade into the stadium.
Nervous before games or anything?
Not so much anymore, but this is my third year doing it now, so it gets to the point where I'm like, it's routine. But there's still, whenever we hear Crazy Train, that's our cue to get our stuff together and get lines. And I'll be at work, and Crazy Train will come on the radio, and I'll feel a surge of adrenaline because that memory association is so strong.
I think that, you know, the soundtrack of what's happening on the field is performed by the Pride, and we are the sound of the entire game day experience. All of the times that we play within the game to really get the stands, you know, student section fired up, the fans fired up. And that's a pretty important part of actually being there at the game and experiencing that, because you don't get that experience if you're watching the game on TV.
Once we get to the stadium, I conduct and coordinate the pregame show, so I'm on the ladder or on the sidelines throughout that time. At halftime, my main job is just to make sure that we start on time and end on time. So far, it's been 18 years, we've made it every single time.
It's a lot more fun just to watch the students perform and to get that energy from the halftime show in the middle of the game, you know, to kind of charge everything up for the second half of the game, and it's because of all the kids in the Pride. One other band, we've got stadium band that runs through the stadium. It's called Running Band, and they go throughout the entire stadium during the third quarter and just play.
Down, first down! Go, go, go!
They've got to be resilient. They've got to be, you know, organized and take care of their business, you know, so that they stay on top of school and managing all the things that pull them in different directions. So we're looking for just really high quality, self-directed students who also happen to play and march really well. Our students have to audition every year to earn a spot. So if it's a fourth year member, they've successfully auditioned 4 times to be in the band. We have several things that come with seniority. Getting to be in the band isn't one of them, because we always have more students auditioning than spots. And in order to be the Pride of Oklahoma, we've got to take the best playing, best marching, most committed, best prepared people right then, not a year, 2 or 3 ago.
Here we go!
I've grown really close to the people here, naturally. And you know, like we've gone through a lot, we've traveled together, we went to Ohio State. Spent a lot of time on the bus with these people. And honestly, I wasn't as into music in high school as I am now. And I thank them and I thank my band directors for that. And yeah, that's really what's going through my head tonight, is I'm just so thankful for like the opportunities that I've had. I wouldn't change it for the world, and it's just one of the most unique experiences I think I've ever had.
Love you guys, be safe. Boomer!